Back, everybody. We have some very special guests joining us here in the living room. Bill Burkett and Mariah Burkett, both the owners of Burkett Entertainment and Eden Event Planning. Thank you guys for joining us here this morning. I know we're kind of going to zero in on Valentine's Day and what happens around that holiday. But before, let's just talk a little bit about what Burkett Entertainment and Eden Event Planning, what those two companies are all about and what you guys do.
Yeah, so Burkett Entertainment started 2 years ago. Actually, and we started it because Bill has DJ'd for a really long time, since he was like 16.
Okay.
And we just saw a lot of different companies doing things a little differently. He's worked for a couple of other companies in the area.
Okay.
We wanted to do things differently, so we decided, you know, we're going to start our own. We're going to change it up.
Yeah, so ours is be different, be the best is in there. So we are completely different. The special effects that I think we're going to show in a later segment, be different, and then be the best, be the absolute best out there.
Okay, let's talk about your DJ history here, because we used to do that a long time ago.
Not we, not as in me, but
when you started, we first started doing this, were you hauling records?
I wasn't hauling records.
Okay, what
CDs.
point? So you were at the CD stage, which was still very bulky.
Yep.
And bringing things around in the CD players, which would skip all the time, which is be very frustrating for a DJ. How did you progress from those to what you have right now?
Yeah, so we all use all digital now because it's 2020, you know, that's what we use. Everything digital. We don't have to look for a name and see what's on CD7, you know, and then worry about the CD skipping. So, you know, that's just, we
the
changed
playlists make this life a lot easier.
Yes, it does, yes.
Now, what about interacting with the crowd that is there? Because a lot of times, you know, at least back in the day, you saw the DJs and they come in, all they do is they push buttons, play music, and they didn't interact. What about your interaction?
So we don't do a lot of interaction. We don't talk we talk as least as possible with on the microphone.
Okay.
But you know, we'll talk as much as they want us to. But we have a really cool online planning tool that people can use and for the introductions, everything like that. And so
you obviously saw a need for kind of a different way of doing things. So can you talk a little specific, like what does make you guys different?
I think it's probably our special effects and our customer service.
Okay.
Where if you contact us, like if somebody contact us right now, there's so many ways to contact us, whether it be our website, Facebook. It comes to us instantly, and we respond instantly, and that's what makes us different than anybody else. And you're getting a response from me or her, not somebody else.
Now you mentioned special effects. What are you talking about?
Cold spark machines that shoot up for your introduction.
Really?
You can hold your hand over them, so there's no fire to them at all. They're pretty cool. I think we'll bring them in. Yeah, we're gonna bring them in sometime. Show you guys. It's pretty cool. You can hold your hand over it. Our kids think that they're awesome.
Yeah. So venues think, well, we can't have fire, but they're not real fire. They're a cold spark. It's a new technology. We were the first ones to have them, and then another one that we have is called the Cloud. It's on Cloud 9. So you dance, your first dance on a cloud, it's actually dry ice that comes out and then it dissipates right away. That's a really big hit. And those are things that make us different.
You can really make it a lot more showy.
Very memorable.
Yeah, for pictures. And then somebody takes a picture and then they show other people and they're like, whoa, I need that at my wedding. And
how cool is that?
So primarily you focus on weddings. As your core, but do you do other events as well, or is that
we do corporate events as well. We don't really do high schools, but we definitely.
Let's talk about Eden Event Planning.
So after we started Burkett Entertainment, I kind of really got into the wedding flow. I was there for every wedding. I learned it inside and out. It was, I mean, basically I was the event planner. It's just kind of how it worked out to be. He was DJing and I was just doing the event planning just because I was there. And so I decided, you know, maybe this is something that I would be really, really good at. Let's branch off of Burkett Entertainment and let's, you know, go into
help them get it
my own thing. Yeah, because I mean, it is a lot of work to plan a wedding from start to finish.
And I'm sure you've seen some really interesting and unique ideas that people have come up with.
I have, yeah.
Oh, look at that, her eyes open so big. I have.
I have.
You might like that little challenge, though.
The challenges are what makes it fun. I think I thrive on the pressure more so than anything.
What's one idea that you ran across that you said, that is brilliant, or what a great idea that is?
So indoor and outdoor weddings, you know how outdoor weddings, you always see the arch?
Yeah.
The arch that's decorated. Bring it inside and use it as your backdrop for your head table.
That's
a
brilliant.
That's pretty no-brainer that nobody thought of.
No-brainer,
And nobody thought about.
Super simple.
Yeah.
But hey, you
a
get
little more
to use
mileage
those
out of it.
decorations and the floral that you paid so much for as your backdrop.
Yeah, that's
That
smart.
makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so we were
Right?
talking about
Right.
the holidays are a big time, and Valentine's Day, of course, where people are getting engaged and they're starting that planning process. And you've got some really great pointers, kind of those 3 key things that people need to be thinking about moving forward.
Yeah, so what I see a lot, I follow those Facebook groups a lot just to see what people's questions are. What are they struggling with?
Okay.
And any advice that I can give them, any way I can help. So I think the first thing when you get engaged, because you're kind of after the celebratory, champagne and all of that fun stuff and letting everybody know, is to set your budget. Be very clear, are we going to pay for this all ourselves? Are we going to have friends, family, usually it's the parents. But then be very clear who's going to pay for what. That way later on, you're not having those awkward conversations like, oh, well, we thought that you were going to pay for
you
this.
said you were going to do this.
Yeah.
Get everything up
Just
front.
be very clear.
And then main the conversation up front, right?
Right, yep. And then you can, obviously you maintain that throughout. Some things get fudged a little bit with numbers and, you don't know exactly what people are going to charge or what you're going to spend, but as long as you can be clear, like this is what you're going to pay for, this is what we're going to pay for, it just makes it a lot smoother for everybody in the
So
long
address
run.
budget.
Less
Yes.
stressful too.
Yes, second thing would be do your guest list.
Okay.
Get a guest list together because that's going to kind of determine your venue, your price for your food, things like that. And kind of the rule of thumb people struggle with, like, do I invite my second cousin's aunt? If you wouldn't invite them over to your house for dinner, probably don't need to invite them to your wedding.
Really? So that would really reduce the numbers in a lot of cases,
It would,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
yeah. That's kind of the rule of thumb when people are struggling with who are you gonna invite.
Is there a sweet spot when it comes to numbers of people for a wedding, one that you found that is the best number of people to have at a wedding?
I think it really depends on your venue. Like, are you wanting a really small wedding and more intimate, or are you wanting big and like a bigger venue and you want to invite everybody?
Like
you
a
want everybody
ballroom,
to
yeah.
be there.
Okay.
It just kind of depends on your personal preference, and I think that depends on the couple too, how
Okay.
intimate they want that part of it to be, because that's their start of their life together.
Okay.
That's completely up to them.
So budget, guest list, what's that
Venue,
third one?
your venue.
Get that
so
locked in.
that also determines, who you can bring in. Some venues only work with certain vendors, and if
Oh,
you,
sure. I didn't think about that.
it also determines your date. If you have a date set in mind, we want to get married on this date, you're probably going to have to be a little bit more lenient with your venue. If you have a venue in mind, you're going to have to be a little bit more lenient with your date, because it's going to depend on what they have available. So it's all in preference, once again.
How far are people booking out nowadays?
At least 2021.
A
So-
year.
Okay.
A year's time.
Okay.
Yes.
Why not allow
That's
yourself?
a pretty good amount of time to plan, unless you want to be engaged for a while. Either way.
What about, let's talk about entertainment and some of the things that, before, real quick, on what people need to kind of look out for, ask for. What are those key things?
Yeah, so backup is the first thing I would ask in entertainment. What do you have if the DJ's sick, or if you go with a band, what is your backup of them? Because if you don't want your DJ to not be able to show up, we hear it every year, probably 10 times a year, where the DJ didn't show up and they call us that day, hey, our DJ backed out, and it's the people that really care about it are the ones that are like, I wish I could help you, but we can't. So make sure you know what your backup is.
Okay.
The second one is contracts. Make sure you have a contract. Make sure in that contract they don't have breaks or smoke breaks, things that they need to do, because they shouldn't, because they think it's 81% of people polled the entertainment was the most important thing at your wedding. So that's very important.
That is very important.
Another thing is insurance. Venues want insurance, so make sure they have insurance. That's very important. And then a backup, not the people, but the backup of the equipment. We use MacBook Pros, and then after that, what is your backup? Ask them. If they say they don't know, well then what if their MacBook goes down?
Yeah, what are you
you
going to
want
play
to make
with?
sure
Yeah.
that they have backup.
Okay.
So-
It's always
Technology
the
does
music, though. The
fail us
music. There's
sometimes.
always new music coming out.
That's right.
I mean, it's almost not possible for DJs to have the time to sit and download every track that comes out. For us, we have Apple Music, and it has every song. I mean, the songs that came out yesterday.
Put
that-
together some
Yeah.
I
pretty
mean, we might not
robust.
have heard it, but we have it.
All right. Well, you're
That's
obviously
amazing,
wanting
yeah.
to make sure everybody has a fabulous event
Yeah.
and
Right.
make it as spectacular as possible. Where can people go for more information for both of these?
Yep. So Burkett Entertainment is burkettentertainment.com. Pretty
Okay.
simple as that. We're also on the Knot. And then Eden Event Planning is eventswitheden.com. We're on the Knot as well.
Perfect, and you'll talk to both of you directly on all of your
Yes,
questions
exactly.
and
That part of
things.
it. That's the best part of all.
Thank you. Great
Yeah.
information.
Thank
We
you
look
so
forward to
much.
having you
Thank
come
you for
back and
having
kind of
us.
share
Thank
some
you
more
so
of that
much.
that you were talking
All
about.
right, it is